Yeah. So, every February, is that what we're going to do? Go to India?
No, I've got another plan.
Oh, right,
I've got another plan.
Okay.
You know, because I get really excited about this new life that I've built where I can create my own time and do things the way that I want to do in the way that I want to do it. And it's one of the biggest joys of being a locum where you're not in a permanent contract, is that I can build my own routine. And from September till April, there's a lot of opportunity for me to teach MPharm students, which I absolutely love. And I'm so grateful that I've had 2 days a week with them every single week from September till the end of March. And one of the other joys of that routine is that when that comes to an end, I have an opportunity on Thursdays and Fridays to do something else because it's seasonal. And whether that's spending my time doing more for Pharmacist Diaries, which it will be for a little while, there are other projects that are coming up in my life, which I'm creating or building or networking with people to, you know, make them come alive. And I get to choose that, and that's so exciting. And what excites me a lot about this is that I'm planning towards going in the future and being able to incorporate more travel into my life for longer periods of time with my children. And so what I propose to do is Lily's going into year 3 in September and she'll be going into a new school. So I need to have a look online and speak to the school about one term. Maybe she gets homeschooled. And usually that there are some agreements, I think, from what I can see on Google, that the schools do support families who want to do this, even if it's short term. And so I'm going to reach out to the school and find out what the rules are, because if I can make it happen, I'd really like to go to India in December as the school holidays start, and then return after Easter holidays, where Lily goes back into the school for summer term.
And what am I supposed to do during this time?
So Lily and I discussed this as to what we feel would work best for you. And she's not so keen that you stay away from us for very long periods of time, because she found it really challenging to leave you behind for this holiday emotionally. She's very attached to you, and it's her first experience of being away from you. And even at the airport, when we got to Heathrow, it took her about 20 minutes to stop crying and breathe it out and move forward. But she was still really sad for a lot of the early journey, even though she was half excited for this travel, but mostly she was upset about you. And even during the trip, there were moments where she would start crying and she's missing you. So from that experience, she's learned that she doesn't want to be away from you for too long. But obviously I told her that you probably wouldn't enjoy coming with us for that entire duration, and that we would find opportunities for you to be able to fly back and forth for however long periods of time that you'd like.
Yeah, it's just hard with work because I need a really fast internet connection.
We've discussed this with my dad.
Yeah.
And he's convinced he's got internet connection just as good as fiber optic.
Yeah, no, that's all good and well, but he doesn't realise that I'm transferring large video files, uploading. It's the upload speed, not download speed.
I did explain this to him. So we were going to look into how we could make that work for you.
Interesting.
And if we can make it work for you, then that would be great. Otherwise, you'll have to come for holidays.
Yeah, that's cool.
And doing minimal amounts of admin while you're out there, maybe.
Maybe I can build a whole new business stream for Mark in India, of recruitment companies in India, and I can just go there at that time of year, be on the ground and go and have meetings and do coaching and stuff while I'm there.
What? I've already started looking, so I've been looking for opportunities to work. I took Lily to a few appointments and got some blood tests and things done for her for her health checkup. And I met this pediatric consultant who is a gastro specialist. And I was asking him about pharmacy and what people do in the hospitals and how much input they have and how do they feel about pharmacists giving advice. And I was just, being curious while he was writing his notes. And I was telling him, I was like, you know what, I'd really like to come and stay here and experience what pharmacy's like. And I told him about my podcast and how cool it would be to do a day in the life video for like a certain number of weeks or months that I spend and compare the differences between India and the UK. And it will be so much fun, right?
Mm.
And I was already asking him for like opportunities to work with pharmacists. But then I also was like, well, actually, I would learn a lot from the doctors as well. Like, can I come and do a fellowship with a doctor? And it would be very clinical and you would enjoy learning about their perspective on drug treatment and guidelines and formulary, and they would have a pharmacist's input and see what it's like to have a pharmacist within their team from a multidisciplinary point of view. And they were so up for it. They were so excited. And I've got his email address. And you know what I'm like, just get an idea, especially when it comes to travel. And I just put things in place. I was thinking, okay, well, I could work for a pharmacy. My mum's already started Googling nurseries for Kiki. And my dad said that he would help to get like an in-house nanny if we needed for 24/7 coverage. And so, yeah, we were making all these decisions while we were there to try and get this implemented. And I can still work from there. Like I've got this, luxury of working for Great Ormond Street where I don't have to be face to face every week. And, I can work on projects that are completely remote for that duration of time. And work with Pharmacist Diaries can be remote, especially if I'm batch recording, face to face episodes in advance, then I don't have to worry. And then everything else is online. So it's kind of perfect. And it's in the season where I could change the way that I teach at KCL and just be a bit more flexible. And this is one of the joys of building your own kind of work life and working on different projects and being able to do things that you love outside of work or incorporate them into your job. I could do a whole India podcast series on pharmacy. I mean, like the ideas are just like endless, but it's so exciting. So we want you to come for the whole time, but we didn't know if you would enjoy it, being in India for that long, and also the internet issue.
Yeah, it's just mostly the internet and just having access. It depends what we're doing, right? If I've got events, obviously I can't, but we don't have events in February, so that is probably a good time. But yeah, I can come. I'm happy to travel as well and be in different places. So that gives me the flexibility as well, doesn't it, to do different things. But also, from a production perspective, like going out there and, like you said, just recording some podcasts with some pharmacists out there and doing a series out there. That's just another way for me to sharpen my skills as well, to do different things in different places. So
absolutely,
I'm definitely up for that. And this is just it. This is how you kind of make things happen for yourself. It's nothing's happened by accident. You just start to plant seeds. I mean, you're very good at this, having conversations. I mean, going back to my experience in Dubai, I went on holiday and had the thought, I could wonder if there's any jobs, and just started looking for jobs and just started sending my CV out whilst I was on holiday to companies. And it was not with any seriousness. I was just like, let me just see. And, that turned into 10 years of living out there. So if you kind of have to, it goes back to action, right? There's got to be an action. If you have a thought, if you have a dream, if you have something you want to do, what is the action that you're taking today towards that? What's the step? And, if we look at everything that you're doing now with your work, you're taking steps towards whatever that dream, that plan, that vision is, and that's always happening. So it's an interesting reflection exercise. And people say, well, I'm not working in the thing that I want to do, but there's still things you can do within your existing job that's taking action towards the thing that may be outside of what you want to do right now, right? It's all about learning growth. Where are the skills? Where are the crossover skills? What are the transferable skills from what you're doing now that's going to help you with what you do next? And how are you getting better at that now? How are you developing those skills? So these are the sorts of topics that we can get into a little bit more, which would be fun to talk about.
Yeah, 2024 is going to be a great year. So far, it's been really good.
It's been good. Lots more to come.
Watch this space.
All right.